Hey, we're in week 2 of a series called Say What? Where we're looking at the miracles of Jesus that'll make you say, what? And this week we're going to jump right into John chapter 6, verses 1 through 14, which reads this. After this, Jesus crossed over to the far side of the Sea of Galilee, also known as the Sea of Tiberias. A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went, because they saw his miraculous signs as he healed the sick. Then Jesus climbed a hill and sat down with his disciples around him. It was nearly time for the Jewish Passover celebration. Jesus soon saw a huge crowd of people coming to look for him. Turning to Philip, he asked, "Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" He was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we worked for months, we wouldn't have enough money to feed them." Then Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that with this huge crowd?" "Tell everyone to sit down," Jesus said. So they all sat down on the grassy slopes. The men alone numbered about 5,000. Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and distributed them to the people. Afterward, he did the same with the fish, and they all ate as much as they wanted. After everyone was full, Jesus told his disciples, "Now gather the leftovers so that nothing is wasted." So they picked up the pieces and filled 12 baskets with scraps left by the people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves. When the people saw him do this miraculous sign, they exclaimed, "Surely he is the prophet we have been expecting." There's 3 things that we can see from this passage that really stick out. And the first thing is what the disciples say when Jesus asked them how they could feed the people. And they said, "But what good is that?" And I believe that in our lives we have these maybe gifts that God's given us, these platforms, these areas of influences that God has given us. And we say, "But what good is that? What good is this small influence I have in this friend circle? What good is this little bit of influence that I have?" But the second thing I want us to see is Jesus takes the loaves. Jesus took the loaves and he used them. He put them to work. And all the disciples had to do was say, "Here you go, Jesus. Here's my gift. Here's my ability. Here's this loaf of bread. Have your way with it." And the third thing that I want us to see from this is the 12 baskets left over. They had 12 baskets left over out of the 2 pieces of bread. And we can see that when we trust Jesus with what we have, with the gifts he's given us, with the spheres of influences that we have, that he's going to multiply it and he's going to use it. All we have to do is give it to him and lay it at his feet. So my question for you is, what you got?